Elementary Science Class 6. Getting to know plants. Herbs, shrubs and trees. Hey, have you ever wondered how to classify plants?
No, not really. How do you do that?
Well, most plants can be classified into 3 categories based on their characteristics: herbs, shrubs, and trees.
Interesting. What are the characteristics of each category?
Plants with green and tender stems are called herbs. They are usually short and may not have many branches. Some plants develop branches near the base of the stem. The stem is hard but not very thick. Such plants are called shrubs. Some plants are very tall and have hard and thick stems. The stems have branches in the upper part, much above the ground. Such plants are called trees.
Wow, I had no idea. How can we classify the plants we observe?
We can observe the stem and branches of plants and group them into the appropriate category. We can also feel their stem and try to bend them gently to see if they are tender or hard. We need to notice from where the branches grow in some plants, close to the ground or higher up on the stem.
That's really helpful. What are creepers and climbers?
Plants with weak stems that cannot stand upright but spread on the ground are called creepers, while those that take support and climb up are called climbers. These are different from the herbs, shrubs, and trees.
I see. Can you give me an example of each category?
Sure, an example of an herb is a tomato plant. An example of a shrub is a rose bush. An example of a tree is an oak tree. An example of a creeper is a pumpkin plant, and an example of a climber is a grapevine. Stem. Have you ever observed the different structures on plant stems?
No, I haven't. What kind of structures are you talking about?
Stems bear leaves, branches, buds, flowers, and fruits. It's fascinating to observe the different parts and their functions.
That does sound interesting. How do stems help in the upward movement of water?
We can observe this with a simple activity. We need a glass, water, red-blue ink, and a soft stem. Pour water to fill 1/3 of the glass and add a few drops of ink. Cut the base of the stem and put it in the glass. Observe the setup. Does the color appear in the stem?
Yes, I see the color rising in the stem. How does the color reach the leaves?
From this activity, we see that the stem helps in the upward movement of water. The water and minerals go to leaves and other plant parts attached to the stem. It's essential to observe and understand the different parts of a plant stem to appreciate their importance. Leaf. Have you ever thought about the importance of leaves in our ecosystem?
Actually, I haven't. What do you mean?
Leaves are essential in the process of photosynthesis, where they prepare food in the presence of sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water. They also release oxygen into the atmosphere.
That's interesting. What else do they do?
Leaves also have a function called transpiration, where they release water into the air. This process helps regulate the temperature and humidity in the environment.
Wow, I had no idea. How can we observe this process?
You can observe transpiration by enclosing a leafy branch of a plant in a polythene cover and tying its mouth. After a few hours, you can observe droplets of water on the inner surface of the cover.
That's a great experiment. What else can we learn from leaves?
By taking an impression of a leaf, you can observe the veins, which help transport water and nutrients throughout the plant. Leaves also have petioles, which attach them to the stem.
That's fascinating. What can we do with this knowledge?
By understanding the functions and importance of leaves, we can appreciate their role in the ecosystem and take steps to protect them and their habitats. Root. Roots play a crucial role in the survival of plants. They absorb water and minerals from the soil and anchor the plant to the ground.
That's fascinating. I also read that roots help in storing food in different parts of the plant. We eat some of these foods, like carrots and sweet potatoes.
That's right. Roots are not just important for the plants, but also for humans. They provide us with essential nutrients and vitamins.
I didn't know that roots could have different types. What are they?
There are two main types of roots, tap roots and fibrous roots. Tap roots have a main root that grows deep into the soil, while fibrous roots have many small roots that spread out in all directions.
That's interesting. Do all plants have the same type of roots?
No, different plants have different types of roots. Some have tap roots, while others have fibrous roots. The type of roots is related to the type of leaf venation in a plant.
Wow, I had no idea. What can we do to learn more about roots?
We can do some simple activities like digging up plants and observing their roots. This will help us understand the different types of roots and their functions better. Flower. Maisie, have you ever wondered about the structure of flowers?
Yes, I have. Flowers are fascinating.
Definitely. Did you know that all flowers have sepals, petals, stamens, and pistils?
Really? I thought some flowers might be different.
Yes, some flowers may have absent parts or different numbers of sepals, petals, stamens, and pistils. It varies from flower to flower.
That's interesting. What are sepals and petals?
Sepals are the small leaf-like structures that protect the flower bud. Petals are the colorful parts of the flower that attract pollinators.
I see. And what about stamens and pistils?
Stamens are the male reproductive parts of the flower, and pistils are the female reproductive parts. They work together to produce seeds and ensure the survival of the plant.